Good evening everyone. It is Saturday, July the 14th, and today is my second long run day of the training block. So today we're doing 100 kilometers this evening, tonight and this morning. So I set off about 6:30, hopefully be round in about 14ish hours. If it takes longer, it takes longer. I'll hopefully be done about 8:30 in the morning. Going to be covering 10k loops, which will start and finish at my house. So that's the plan for tonight. But the most psychological thing about the run today is being able for the first time to run through a sunset and then run through a sunrise, which I've never sort of done. But it's something I need to do to complete the 100-mile race. But psychologically, that's going to be massive for me. It's also going to be good to say I can do that. So 3 main objectives today. First one, so every 10k I'm going to be stopping at home, taking on food and nutrition. I'm going to go into a bit of my nutrition sort of on checking again later on. But that's make sure I'm getting the right food and nutrition on this run. Second objective is every 5 kilometers. So what I mean when I hit 5k, 15, 25, 35, I'm going to not stop, but I'm going to walk for 200 to 400 meters, take on an energy gel, not an energy gel, an energy bar, flapjack, something like that, carry on. That seemed to work well when I did 50 miles a few weeks back, so we'll see if that works again, saves a bit of energy in the legs. And then lastly, every 30 kilometers, rotating the trainers, clean socks, and just changing tops and that as and when needed. So that's the main objectives, and hopefully to get around as comfortably as we can. But I'll probably check in again now at 40-50k and see how I'm getting on. Actually, one last thing, I did try not wearing, as you can see, I haven't got my hydration vest on. Just experiment to see if I could keep my phone sort of barring that in my shorts, carry water bottle as I go around. I think that's going to get really annoying for 24 hours holding the water bottle, so I'm going to get my vest back on when I'm home. So yeah, that's me about 8 kilometres in, coming up to the first pit stop at home. I'll check in with you again shortly. Hello everyone, so it's now Tuesday the 17th of June, and as you notice, this next video is not me running, it's me actually sitting on my sofa at home. So the 100k run on Saturday didn't go as I planned. At 20 miles, I called the run because my body just didn't feel right, literally from the get-go. So I just wanted to do a video just to show that it doesn't actually always go as you planned, but I just wanted to get out the importance of actually listening to your body sometimes. It sounds a bit crazy when you're sort of training for an ultra. Obviously, you want to push through the tough times. When it's tough, you want to sort of push through that. But I think after you've been running for a long period of time, you sort of build up a bit more of an understanding when to stop, when the body doesn't actually feel right. And it's hard to do at the time, but long term it's much better for you, because there's no point me pushing myself through it and I would have been a wreck for a few days. At least now I'm a few days in, I feel much more better now. I've got a few more runs in and feel back to normal. I think in hindsight, the way I felt like that was just the lack of sleep. My sleep's been really bad probably the last 7 days, and that just really accumulated with, on Thursday night I had probably about 3.5 hours sleep. With the way it worked out with work shifts, didn't work out well. And then I think on the Friday night, probably got to bed about 10 o'clock, set my alarm 4 in the morning, because the plan was to get up initially and run at 4 AM and do a 50k in the morning, 50k in the evening. But I ended up got up at 4 AM on the Saturday and actually felt like I'd had absolutely no sleep. So I made the decision again, no, this is silly, I need some sleep. But to be fair, the whole of Saturday, the whole of Sunday, I just felt tired, just had nothing in me. I thought it was maybe down to a bit of overtraining, because my miles for the last 8 to 9 weeks have been constantly building. I haven't really factored into any really recovery weeks on there, so that sort of opened my eyes up to that. But yeah, as I said, a few days later, I feel back to normal now. I think it was just the lack of sleep. So it's opened my eyes up to a different area actually, because I've been prioritising sort of the miles, the training, really looking at the nutrition side of things. But the recovery side is something maybe that I've been neglecting a little bit, and in particular sleep. you know, everyone's busy, so it's hard getting sort of a good 8 hours sleep every night. It doesn't always work like that, but I think I need to sort of really focus on the quality sleep maybe that I'm getting. The last few days I have started recording my sleep on my watch just to see what sort of levels of sleep I'm getting into. So looking at your REM sleep, your deep levels of sleep. So looking into that, I'm going to record that now for the next few weeks and see if that's a benefit. I think long term it probably will. So at least if I get up in the morning, I know I've slept well. I know there's no reason why I can't run and perform. If I haven't slept well and don't feel right, maybe that's a good indication for me just to sort of hold back a little bit. But yeah, I wanted to get the importance out of just really listening to your body, which is a really important lesson. I wanted to get it out there so I can look at this and remind myself that sometime, because it is very difficult it's very difficult to call it a day when you're planning to do much further, but it is what it is. But yeah, I think the theory behind it, obviously when you're training, you want to put your body under stress, because that's how you progress, that's how you become better. But at the same time, if you don't have them recovery periods, your body's under constant stress. That's what leads to the overtraining. That leads to the poor performance and the body not being right. So it's just something to think about. But yeah, touch wood, feeling much better now. I am going to sort of power through this week. On Friday, I'm off to Greece for a week. So I'm going to just try and, well, I'm not going to try. I am going to have a long run out there on the Sunday. But then from the Monday through to the Friday the following week, I am going to have like an easier week. Just drop the miles, have a bit of an easier week and just let my body recover. I think it probably will benefit from that majorly. But overall, yeah, like I said, back to normal. But yeah, just the message is listen to your body, know when to push and know when to push. Hopefully, I'll see you on Friday. See you in Greece. Talimere Sidumere. See you later in Greek. I'll see you in Greece on Friday.